I'm Nathan Bedard,
I'm Brad Newton.
and today we're starting our anime and manga reviews. And one that we're going to have on our show all the time, and we're starting off first, is one of our favorite shows of all time, One Piece.
Yep, today we're going to go through chapter 899. We're almost all the way at 900.
Yep,
we
this...
picked 899 chapters in. We're going to start this review.
Yep, it's a hefty story, but we love it. This, in chapter 899, is called The Last Bastion.
Yeah, okay, so starting on the cover page, we have Goldberg. He's a member of the giant pirates that left Buggy's crew. And he's a bit interesting because he has a shield that looks like one of Big Mom's homies.
Yeah, This really kind of plays into one of my theories about where we might see Big Mom in the story later on. So it's pretty interesting. Adds a little bit of an intrigue to the to some theories.
And this is, I believe, the last cover page for this part of the Giants. So next week, I think we get, after the color spread. There's color spread next week.
Yep, there is a color spread next week.
And then after that, we're going to get, I think Olympus is next, and the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
And then we will be done with the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. All right, so
starting off this chapter, we had, so everyone's still running away from Big Mom. Capone's still trying to get the cake away from Big Mom, right?
Yep.
And we got Perro Sparrow. He's trying to lead in the charge to try to get the Straw Hats right now.
Yep, and he's finally getting some attention from the doctors, because of course we knew that his arm was blown off by Pedro, and I knew he was losing blood, and of course just having a candy arm probably wasn't going to heal it, but I didn't know he was in such bad shape that he needed right then. I thought the candy would have stopped or kept him going for at least the whole day or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he did get his arm blown off.
Yeah. And
then we got Prometheus. Big Mom's still riding Prometheus. They've finally caught up to Bej, our Capone Bej, and he's just gonna leave the cake now. He's like, okay, we bought the Straw Hats enough time now. We're gonna run away. Big Mom can have the cake now.
What island did they leave it on again? They left it on because they wanted to leave it on what, Liquor Island?
Yeah, Liquor Island.
But they just
Cutlery. Cake or
Fluffy Island. Fluffy Island. Okay, yeah. So
Fluffy Island now.
That's good because thinking about it now with how big Prometheus is, they would have went to Liquor Island. That could have not ended well.
And then we also learned that Big News Morgan and
Stussy, they bounced. They're out. They left, which is not good for the Big Mom pirates because now
the news might get out of what happened.
They really can't let that get out because it's going to be a pretty devastating blow to the Big Mom pirates once that they find out Luffy and Beige went into their territory and completely wrecked it and got out scot-free.
Yeah, and so Big Mom's just kind of just wrecking her whole country, and people don't want to know. The Big Mom pirates don't want people to know Big Mom's weakness.
Yeah, and I think this is but people know that she's wrecking the island, and I think this is kind of also killing her status as a Yonko. Oh, we're paying this certain price to live here with a Yonko. We thought we were safe, but our biggest problem is her herself.
Yeah, she'll go and just kill everybody. So the people of the Fluffy Town they're asking the Chiffon why do you bring the cake here? They're like, we want nothing to do with Big Mom and her hunger pains.
Yeah, so she finally gets to the cake and she looks so cool. I'm glad that we've gotten this new look of Big Mom because she looks so much more intimidating. She does look creepy and stuff when she's normal, but this her slim down version with her sword and her fire hair, it's oh, this is a Yonko. This is cool.
Yeah. Oh, so one thing, now we go back to the ship, to the Sunny, and Sanji's made it to the ship with Luffy. Mm-hmm. And then I like that Carrot's still nibbling on his ear. That's that running joke that Carrot nibbles on his ear. And I thought something was going to be in the way of Sanji getting back to the ship. I thought, someone would attack him, but nope, Luffy's made it back on the ship.
Which makes me think they're definitely waiting for 900 for that.
Yeah. And then Chopper comes to the aid. Chopper's going to look after Luffy's wounds after, his big fight with Katakuri. He says he should look at Sanji too because Sanji got shot. And so now the Straw Hats are running away.
Yep. It seems like, and then Smoothie tries to fire on the ship with her blockade and stuff, but Smoothie's really not doing nothing this whole arc. I don't expect to do anything right here.
Yeah, she's the only commander that didn't really get a whole lot of screen time. But actually, she almost hits him, and then somebody intercepts him.
And that one person is, of course, the one person we've been wondering where they were. Were they dead? It's Judge, Sanji's father.
Yeah, Judge comes in. He's saving Sanji.
Still, and they're still not showing his eyebrows, which I think will definitely have a moment next chapter.
Yeah, his eyebrows being the same as Sanji's, right?
Mm-hmm. And having to say that Sanji and them have something.
So, Judge asks Luffy a question. He says, "Why do you care about Sanji?" And he starts listing all of his traits, right? So
yeah, like, why do you like this weakling who likes to cook for people? He's royalty, this and that. And it's kind of funny, typical Luffy, it's like, instead of getting mad or, thing, he's just like, why are you listing off all of Sanji's best traits? And Judge is like, wait, no. Yeah. And then Sanji's like, what? I bet
Jinbei's just sitting there laughing.
And Jinbei's like, he's like, okay, this is why I joined. Luffy's the best. And I can't help but think that Sanji was like, deep down, like, damn, this guy, oh god, why did I do all the bad things to him?
Yeah. And then, so they notice something happening. They notice that there's now a fleet in front of them. They're like, okay, we're completely surrounded now. So, and even Jinbei is at the point where he's like, I don't know. He's like, we've come so far. He's like, I don't know how we're going to get out of this one. We're completely surrounded.
Yeah, like, they're totally giving up hope right now.
And also, now that the other ships are starting to catch up to him, and then someone comes and attacks him.
And that one person is Daifuku, which we haven't seen too much of. I really think now that he might be that 1v, like, now that we don't really have Oven in this, I think we might have the 1v1 with maybe Sanji and Daifuku, which would be pretty cool. I mean, that'd be pretty cool for, Sanji to take out a high-ranking officer in Big Mom's crew.
Yeah, I think he's the third child or the third son.
Yeah, the third son. He's not a commander, but it would be cool. I don't think it's going to be a typical, like, we get, like, 3 chapters of a fight. I think, honestly, this fight would be maybe, like, a 1-chapter fight, if not maybe a moment where Sanji just takes him out with a power-up or something, maybe.
Well, I mean,
or him and Judge maybe come together and take him out. Who knows?
I mean, his genie power is really big. Like, Sanji stops it with a kick, so that's a cool moment.
Yeah, I remember reading the manga, and the first time when we saw him, he was like a little bit taller than a normal person, but clearly we see in this that he can actually expand him bigger, way bigger, which is cool.
So, on a little side note, this genie power reminds me of the Buddha Buddha power that Sengoku has.
Sengoku has, yeah, it's somewhat similar. I like that Sanji, and also then Sanji blocks his attack because he's going for a carrot, and he blocks his attack with 1 kick, and that's pretty cool. Like,
how much bigger the genie is than Sanji.
Like, Sanji's actually been relatively having an easy time with this. Like, he was able to dodge all those bullet shots at him. He was able to speed through everyone, and then now he blocked Daifuku's kick. It's like, I'm ready to see where Sanji's, where he's been putting his hard work into these last few years.
Yeah, it's kind of now or never for Sanji if he's going to get a power-up, because I feel like he's, of the monster trio, so to speak, he's the weaker one. So, ending the chapter, it looks like, again, all hope's lost, they're completely surrounded, and then who pops up? Wadatsumi,
yep. So, Fishman Island. I kind of, like, this, it's definitely, a little bit of a surprise, but I kind of saw this coming. Like, clearly we saw that the fishermen pirates were getting rid of the snails so they could maneuver, but I don't think they were just going to leave like that. Like, clearly that this was definitely an easy way for them to get out. So it's nice, though. It's nice to see that, like, they're like, we're going to see our boss off right, and we're going to get you out of here.
And then, Wadatsumi's so big, him just coming out of the water destroys, like, half the fleet.
Yeah, he sends some of these boats just flying, like.
And then also you can have the joke that both Aladdin and the genie are both there in this chapter. So Aladdin and the genie are both there.
Yep. And then like the last panel we get is like this really cool panel of like all the Fishman pirates, and I'm excited. I don't think that they're gonna like fight too much. I think that we're just gonna see them really taking out the ships, or maybe they're gonna hold off Smoothie maybe, because I don't see them fighting Smoothie. I think we're pretty much done with Smoothie. I think if anyone fights, it's gonna be Daifuku.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that chapter 900 is kind of the end. There could be like maybe a cool down chapter or two after this, but I'm hoping that 900 is the big one. That's the ending, the whole Cake Island.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to also talk about when Pedro Sparrow was talking to, what was this? It's Bon. The one with the book fruit. He was talking. He's like, we got 3 options. When Big Mom eats this cake, either she can eat it, get poisoned, and die, and then she's dead. Like that's a problem. Or she eats it, but it doesn't do anything, doesn't satisfy her, so she keeps going on this rampage. And then the third option, she eats it, it knocks her out, she's good, but I mean it knocks her out, she's good, she's done.
Yeah, so only one of those 3 situations completely destroys one of the Yonkos.
Yeah, and
so they're like in a very desperate situation right now.
And like really thinking about it, like this, like yeah, they completely decimated their territory.
And most of it was just because Big Mom's rampage. That she just did it to herself. But yeah, so wrapping up this review, do you have any predictions of what's going to happen? What's the big 900 going to be?
Okay, so yeah, next we got 900. You know, Oda likes to save some big things for
every 100.
Every 100 chapters. I think we're going to maybe get our Year of Sanji moment, even though it's 2 years of Year of Sanji. I think we're finally going to get this moment. I think we're also maybe going to see, like, finally Judge's eyebrows might get thrown in a situation. I'm hoping to maybe we also get the conclusion with Big Mom. Does she like the cake? Does she not? Like, what goes on with that?
So yeah, hopefully we get like the resolution. 900's like the resolution on all these plot threads that Oda's had. So hopefully we get through most, if not all of them. Yeah, because I want Oda to wrap this up, because I think we're gonna see, because clearly we're not taking out, like, Luffy's not beating Big Mom in this arc. If he already had his big fight with Katakuri. He already had his big fight. So I think she's gonna turn out in Elbath, and we might do a specific video on when we think Big Mom's gonna turn up and how that fight's gonna transpire. But no, I think this is definitely getting to the conclusion of Whole Cake Island, and I'm excited. I'm ready to move on. I've loved this arc, but I think it's time to move on to either the Reverie or we need to start picking up the pace again. Like Oda's starting to like veer off a little bit, but. These chapters have been pretty fast. I wish we maybe could have saw Big Mom eat the cake and just be done with it, but she didn't. That's fine. But next week, I'm thinking let's get that Sanji moment. Let's figure out if Big Mom likes the cake or not, and then we'll move on from there. But it was a setup chapter this week. It was pretty good. All right, you ready to wrap it up? All right, so that's gonna wrap up our review of One Piece chapter 899. 899. Yep, I'm losing count of it. But that's going to conclude for the chapter. We hope you enjoyed it. And we're happy also to say that there's no break next week, so you can expect chapter 900 review next week. But we hope you enjoyed the chapter review. We hope you come back for more. Any last... Yep, make sure you subscribe over there, and there'll be a video up here of a movie review that we did, so you check that out. Yep. And we hope you have a good day. Thank you.